Here is a Technics cassette deck model RS-M240x. It has no overcurrent protection in it from the factory. As you see here on the side, the power comes in. It comes straight to the switch on one side and goes back to the power transformer. And there's a cap here. And there is no overcurrent protection of any kind in this unit. And this is what the filament would look like inside the fuse we're going to put in. This is just a larger version of it. I don't have it right now, and it's going to be ordered. But see how much bigger the filament is inside your typical house fuse. I'll focus on that a little bit better. So without that fuse in there, while it's taking time to burn this house fuse out here on the, the transformer can overheat and get very hot inside, and it could possibly get hot enough where it draws enough current to melt the cord, and the cord could short outside the unit and catch a curtain on fire, and it can possibly create a shock hazard if the copper windings melt through the plastic and short out against the metal part of the core of the transformer. So that's why this fuse here will blow before that happens. And this house fuse here is equivalent to the circuit breakers in your home. And those are the circuit breakers in your home. And these are 20 amps, and they're equivalent to the fuse I just showed you upstairs. Okay, so let's get started here. First we'll cut this little cap off here. We'll drill a hole where we're going to mount our fuse block, and be careful not to hit and damage the wires. We'll get our block here, get some flux out. I keep this sealed up to keep the freshness inside the We're just going to strip a tiny piece off the end here. Be careful not to break any strands off. I'm going to twist them together. Now I'm going to tin these wires first, just dip them into the flux there a little bit. This is flux for electronics. You don't want to use the acid flux because that can corrode and cause problems. Okay, so the block is going to go in this way. Okay, so now I'll take and get some flux in here. I'll get some on the top and some on the bottom here. I have to grab my pliers. And this will shape the wire so it lays nice and flat. I'll put a little solder on my iron there. I'll bring it around behind the unit so I don't drop solder in it. I'll get it even. Heat the wire in the terminal. And I'll do it from the bottom too. Let that cool a bit. I'll flip it over. I got a real nice solder joint on the bottom. Very nice clean solder joint on the top here. So I'm going to do the flux again. I'll flux the bottom here and the top here. So it's going to go in this way. So I'm going to take and I'll put the wire in the hole like this. My wire moved a little bit. There it is, that's where I want it like that. Cool. Okay, I'm going to just put a little flux on this. It flowed through really nice, but it's a little grainy on the bottom, so I'm going to put a little flux here and a little bit more here. I'll just reheat it, get a nice flow through here. Let that cool a bit. For some reason it didn't want to go up in that corner here, so I'm going to put a little bit more flux up here. I'm going to clean my tip again. Put just a little more solder on it. There, now the solder went all the way up to the end of the terminal there. I'm going to just let that cool. flip it over and just look at my other side. I got a real nice solder joint. So now I can tin the iron and get ready to unplug it and put it away. So I'm going to just unplug it here. So now I'll mount this block. The hole is right there. And I'll cut the screw off. I want to get nice and straight. And I just double check my wire dress. And everything is where it should be. And now this unit has overcurrent protection in it that UL, the Product Safety Commission, and the engineers that designed the unit should have designed in it for basic fire protection. Peace. Thanks for watching. There is a close-up of it all done. And this is the front of the unit. Now, one thing I do to make sure no solder balls or strands are left inside, I do this. Then I will take and just make sure all the debris is off of here, like the flux and my sweat from my fingers. And we'll put a little Loctite on here, just to keep that screw from loosening up. Now we'll go all the way around it here. Get it all nice and covered up. That will just keep it from loosening up with things like vibration and things like that.